So I am welcoming you to the APH Braille Bricks webinar, What We Mean by Learning Through Play, and I am going to turn it over to Mette. Welcome, Mette.
Hi, and I would like to put in the code word joyful from our end. So I'm sitting in Denmark, and I have my colleague James with me. We're socially distancing, so we're in two different places. But I'm sitting here in my kids' playroom. So hopefully you guys will join me in having a playful session here, and from the Lego Foundation and what we mean by learning through play. So I will share my screen. That's okay.
You can do it. Say hi, James, so people can see you.
I will say hello. Hello, everybody. It's great to be here this evening.
Yes.
And you're sharing your screen, Mette, hopefully.
Thank you. Thank you,
Not yet. We can't see it yet. I see you.
Okay, I will just a second. I will share my screen. Yes, and here we go. And then, am I sharing this?
You are.
You're good.
Oh, good. Great. So, so my name is Mette, and I work as a facilitation specialist in our experience and facilitation team together with James. So what I do is I talk about play. I try to help people understand what our interpretation of learning through play is at the Lego Foundation. So I travel around the world and work with play, and then I play. So I hope you guys are ready to play with us, and we're so happy to be involved with the Braille bricks, and we have so much respect for you guys and the work that you do. So we hope our products can help you, and that together we can make the world a better place for the blind and the visually impaired children. So thank you so much for joining. So why don't we just get started? So first we will take you through a little welcome and short introduction. Then we will go define what is play, and we will have you guys help us to do that. And then we will look into what's so special about play. And the whole thing is about having fun. And then we will be talking a little bit about the next steps and how to share and stuff like that. So let's just get going. So what is it we mean by learning through play? At the Lego Foundation, we have a big aim, a very big aim that we all work on all the time, and that is to redefine play and reimagining learning. And actually, the reason why we're doing this is if you Google the word play, if you look it up, this is the definition that you will get. And the definition is to engage in activity for enjoyment and recreation rather than having a serious or practical purpose. So already here I'm sweating, because the fact that it's rather than a serious or practical purpose. So this is something you can do when you're not doing real stuff. If you're done doing real learning, then go play. Go out and play in the designated areas. So this is why we need your guys' help to get play out there and get play to have a bigger place in the world, and especially in the world of learning. So what is play? I would love for you guys to help me define what is play. So what I would love for you guys to do is I would like for you to take 3 minutes and then just run around the house, or just grab what you have next to you, but try and take whatever you have around you and make a little pile of stuff. It could be office materials, it could be your shoes, it could be something on the floor, on the walls, whatever you have. If you have bricks, great, but it definitely doesn't have to be bricks. So take 3 minutes. And I'm sure that James will also take 3 minutes and try and find whatever he has. And then after you've taken the 3 minutes, we will do a little building exercise. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Mette, I'm looking around the house. What have I got here? Does this count? I've got this thing.
It does. Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this rocket I had lying around. Hang on, let me just try it. One rocket. Okay, good. What else have I got lying around?
Only one rocket. Only one.
Okay, only one rocket, yeah. Oh, hang on. This is quite good. There's a small dinosaur I've got lying around. Yeah, just quickly built that. Yeah, so that's good. So rocket, dinosaur. What else we got? Hang on. That's what we've got down here. Hang on.
You have some small stuff. Something that's not.
There's something went over that way. Yeah, hang on. Tennis ball. Oh, no, that way. No,
yes.
Hang on. Oh, hang on. What about this guy here?
Yeah, sure. Definitely. So I mainly have paper, and then I have some
paper as well. I've got paper. Yeah, hang on.
I have
hang
some
on.
balls. Yes.
What have I got? This guy. Can I use him?
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
why don't you take 1 more minute, and I'm sure you will have tons of different things, and then we will get to create something.
Does a plant work?
Yes, I guess. I guess it does. And also, James, you will be taking notes. So after this exercise, you will be taking notes. So please find a pen.
I've got a few.
Okay, so as I cannot see the chat, I would love it, an indication if people are ready.
That wasn't really 3 minutes, was it?
I was going to say, okay, Susie says she's
that
ready.
Okay, I'll give you a little more time, but if people are ready, that's fine. If not,
we're starting to see ready.
Yeah.
Wow,
got a bunch
these guys
of them.
are quick. Really
I wonder
quick.
what items they found.
Yeah, I mean.
Ooh, dominoes, blocks, balls.
Yay.
Okay, we're starting. Ooh, someone found ladybugs. Okay, that's a different one. Multi-link cubes. Multi-link cubes works. A talking minion. Good choice.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Paper, watering can, pen, and a small fan. Sculpey
I'm from
clay.
England. Someone was asking where I was from, but I'm in Denmark.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got everyone ready.
Everyone's got everything. This is fantastic. This is the best selection. Wow, bean bags.
All right,
amazing.
guys.
Earplugs.
So what I want you now, hands off materials, please. So what I would like for you guys to now is I will give you a building task or creation task, and you have 5 minutes to do so. And what I would like for you to do is while you build or make your representation, I will tell you what it is in a second. I would like for you to think about the words that come to mind. And if you had, if you can note them down or just keep them in your mind, and then we'll have a reflection session afterwards. And I hope some of you will be up for sharing your creations afterwards. So we've done this before, and I've been very impressed, and we've seen some crazy stuff, so don't be afraid. So what I would like for you guys to create is I would like for you to think back to your childhood and think of a playful experience or a playful situation, and try and recreate it or build a model that represents that situation, and definitely the key elements that made it playful. So please, as you create your childhood memory or a playful situation from your childhood, think about the elements that made it playful, and then we will have James noting down the words that you come up with. So I'm just gonna ask, are you guys ready? I'm not waiting for your answer. So 5 minutes, go.
Do we have any music to play now, Mette, whilst everyone's building? You got the guitar behind you, so you're going to serenade us or anything like that?
You don't want me. You don't want me. So what are you building anything, James?
Yes, I was taking these combs you see here, and I was combining them like this, and
like how?
Well, the combs, you just put them, you see, like this way around.
Yeah.
It's like stickle bricks almost.
Okay.
And then I was going to stick them. You done yours? Oh, let's.
I've done mine.
Wow.
Oh, well, you
You've
have
had
5
practice.
I'm sure you can put a little more elements to it. And you can use anything you want.
Sellotape. Ooh, what's this?
So Leanne, I will stop sharing
Okay.
so we can have some screens.
Okay.
We have some screen time. And I got the big piece of paper here.
Yeah.
We've got one
Let's
person
do
who
that.
has done. Well, be
Wow.
prepared as you're starting to wrap up. When Mette is asking you, if you raise your hand and have the ability to share your camera, you could share your actual creation.
You still have 2.5 minutes left to build. I know I can be a little strict with time.
And you're thinking of words, right?
Yeah.
Thinking of the words that come to mind.
Yeah. So.
I know the dinosaur's head's fallen off.
Yeah. So childhood memory, and it can be a specific situation or just something that represents a feeling around something you did. And then, yeah, again, what are the words that come to mind that make, this situation playful or memorable? Why is it this one you think of? Oh, we have some words already. That's
Have we?
good.
Oh, good.
Fun, silly, task, togetherness, imagination, freedom. Oh, you have a lot to write, James.
Okay, let me get on that.
But family togetherness. Oh, expression, freedom,
Okay.
ice skating.
Oh, ice skating.
Yeah.
I'll catch up with all these ones.
No, but I think if we just note down the ones that, come out when we
Do the presentations, yeah.
Yes, and then we can look through the list. Empowering, buddies, carefree, daring, cool water, stillness, fort, boundary pushing, peaceful. So 1 minute, guys. Laughing, stress releasing, experimentation. Oh, you guys have some great words. Outside, laughter, quiet, stimulation, adventure, air conditioner. I would like to hear about that one. Tree climbing, a twirl. This is awesome, you guys. So please take 15 seconds to wrap up your build. Private special place. Looking at items differently. Role play. Red line, light, green light. Splashing laughter. Oh, this is so good. Oh, I love this list. I'm gonna take it all afterwards. Building with giant cardboard boxes. Yay. Camping. Connection. Skill balance. Create show off. Okay, well, thank you very much, and just keep those words coming. Because we will definitely look into those. So would anybody like to share their creation on screen and then try and explain what the creation is about and what are the words that came to mind? So please raise your hand if you would like to share.
Okay, Jill, I am going to promote you so that you will be able to share your camera.
Great.
Okay, Jill, we're ready. You'll have to turn it on.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Now you got to flip on your camera.
My thing on my camera. Okay, here I am. Woo.
There.
Hello.
Okay, you're good.
Hi.
Hey,
Oh, hi.
I made a, let me hold it up here.
Yes.
Hopefully it won't break, Lolly. Let me get it. Here's my creation. Oh, I'll put it on my hand. Just a minute. It's falling apart a little bit.
But it's okay. You can just explain it when you.
Here it is.
Oh.
It's a
Wow.
wagon. Look, I even made it so it's wagony.
Oh.
Wagon. Because when I was a kid, we played with the wagon all the time. We would take it out. We would go down the street, up and down the street, collecting plants, collecting things, writing in it, all sorts of stuff. So that's what I remember. Wagons.
And when you say we, who were we?
I come from a family of 5. I'm a twin. I have a younger brother and sister who are twins as well, and they're like a year younger than me. And my older sister is 2 years older. So we're 5 kids, all about the same age, just in this big mosh doing crazy stuff.
So you had your own world going, probably. Yeah. So what are the words that came to mind? What are some of the key words that you thought of?
I thought of, it was fun. It's always fun. Laughing, always having a good time. We always had a task, something we were doing, something that we wanted to accomplish, visiting, collecting, something like that. And then friends also were a big, part of our fun, getting together with friends and enjoying each other's company. So those are some of the words that I thought of.
Yeah. Did you get them, James?
I did.
Oh, that's good. I love that wagon too. I mean, it was was it clay? What was it? What's the material?
Yeah, it's Play-Doh.
It's Play-Doh. Oh,
Yep.
That's lovely. Whatever you can imagine, you can build with Play-Doh, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. That was lovely. And great words. Thank you. So do we have anyone else who would like to follow?
Yes, you do. You have Jacinda. Jacinda, I'm moving you to panelist, so you'll be able to share your mic and your camera. Give her a second.
Hi, took a second, sorry.
Yay, hi.
Hi, I'm Jacinda from Alaska, and we just started school, so I'm in a school building, but my stuff is falling. I can get a picture of it here.
Oh.
Okay, there's my ladybug. It's a bicycle.
Okay, great.
Okay, something like that. There is a bicycle with wheels underneath. So for me, that was about bicycling all over the neighborhood as far as our parents would allow us to go, and sometimes farther. My 3 siblings and I, and anybody in the neighborhood. So it ended up being large groups, small groups. But I think the words that I would really thought of was freedom, excitement, exploration, and really pushing limits. So, but like your wagon, Jill, we did a lot with the bicycles, and we even would tear them apart and put them back together and put 2 bicycles back together in interesting ways. And so you never knew what was going to happen.
No. Okay, great. So any other words that came to mind?
Excitement, freedom. I think a real sense of freedom. Comradeship, a lot of friendship.
Yeah.
So.
Fabulous. I see a lot of freedom in here. And biking is amazing. I love it. Just in the great.
And then we do tandem biking too for our students. So we love that too.
Oh, great. Great. So a lot of outdoors.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. That was lovely. So do we have anyone else?
You have quite a few more, but I know you have a time crunch. So one more maybe?
Yeah.
Is Teresa.
Maybe 2. Maybe 2. Yeah.
Okay, Teresa. I've promoted you to panelist to turn on your mic and your camera.
Mute and video. Hi, can you hear me? Aha.
Yeah.
I can.
Hi.
Hello.
So confusing because I'm actually from the UK, but I am actually now in Canada. So,
Okay.
so it's kind of falling apart a bit. I'm going to try and hold it up. So basically it's like little polystyrene balls that each one has a happy face on it, right?
Oh.
And so I've put them in this little box because this reminds me of playing when I was younger. We used to play on what was called the Puffin Billy, and it was an old abandoned railway line that we weren't allowed on, of course. And this just like, I was trying to think of a way to represent like the trains and the connection of the trains, because it helped us connect a lot with each other. And there was like, we did it right outside like a community arts center. It's like, it was down a valley kind of thing in a dip. So the box is like the valley and the dip, and like a bit of isolation from adults and prying eyes.
Oh yeah.
So it's secrecy, right? As well. And the people in it were like, everybody was just having fun, and we explored and we found out a lot about what boundaries you could push, what you could achieve. And it was very, it was just fun, and it meant we got to know a lot of other people. And because we were all pushing those boundaries together, almost like if one person, you know, said, yeah, okay, I'm going to jump from the top down, then we'd all do it because they didn't break a leg. So, hey, we wouldn't, and we didn't. So that was mine.
So a lot of social, you know, working together and pushing boundaries, and no adults. I hear good words here. And just community and children and freedom.
Yeah,
I hear that. So yeah, well, thank you, and nice thought with the balls representing the train. So I like
kind
that.
of a train, kind of a wagon. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
it works. It all works.
Yeah,
beautiful. Thank you.
It is a train, right? So. Great. So can we have one more really quick? And thank you so much for that one. Just a really quick one.
Sure. Okay.
I would like to see everybody.
Dorothy, I'm promoting you to panelist. You can turn on your camera and your mic.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you. I'll make this really quick. I'm from Houston, Texas. And what I made was a it fell apart. It's actually it's square. I'm going to put it together really quick. But it represents the pool. I grew up in New York, and in the back of my yard we had a swimming pool, and so that's my pool. But each little square piece at the top represents the ledge and what we would jump off on, which my dad didn't like us to do, but when he wasn't looking, we did it anyway. And then the inside, I have a ball. The inside in here would be where my ball would go, and that would represent the water, the movement, you know, back and forth of the water. And it was just a time during the summer where, again, freedom. It was sunny. And basically it was friends getting together, and there was no rules. So there was no rules when we were in the pool. There was no adults. The parents weren't really around. We knew how to swim, and we just basically had fun with no rules. So
that's fantastic.
That's kind of my pool. It's lame,
yeah.
But that's my pool.
Yeah.
Master build, fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it.
Definitely. Yes. Oh, and I like the top ones that represents the ledges. That's cool.
Yeah, the little ledges, right? Because we just would jump off off the ledges, and you know, which you know, when my dad was looking, we wouldn't do, but when he wasn't looking, we would do it. When he was, then we wouldn't do it. We would stop, so we wouldn't do it. So, but that's what that represented. So it was just the swimming pool. It was the cool water. It was the sun. It was having your friends over, and there was just no rules. We could just, and I did the red light, green light. We would do a game, red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, and we would just make up our own rules on how we did that.
That's cool. So own rules, no adults outside doing it anyway.
Yes.
Making your own rules. People are really writing stuff like that here. So great. So thank you so much. Thank you very much. I could do this all night. So this is my favorite. So thank you so much. So I think I will share my screen again. So thank you so much, everybody. I wish I could see them all, but I will invite you, or maybe I have a place where you can put them afterwards. We'll look into that. So I am going to share my screen. Can you see it?
Looks good.
Good. So thank you very much. So James, what words did you note down?
I've got loads actually. I got some groups, which is really cool. So I think one of the first things that really struck me was freedom, outdoors, no adults, no rules, no boundaries. It was, this kind of utter sort of ability to just not be, tied down. I think it was super exciting to hear. And then another grouping was that connecting, the camaraderie, the friends, the social aspect, the getting to know others, that friendship cohort you sort of seem to get there. Another area is the excitement, fun, laughter, always sort of that kind of exuberance. Yeah. And then the last area is like the exploration, to explore, to do these tasks, to have that kind of responsibility on your own self to sort of do these sort of adventures. So those are the kind of the main areas I think I sort of collected. Yeah. And secrecy as well. There was, that's associated with freedom as well. Sort of that, getting away with it, it's your own little sort of, your own world in which you're sort of making up here. So some really great words there.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much. So, at the foundation, we've done this exercise many times, and what we see is that people have all these words that come out, and they're really good and interesting, and words that you can cluster those words. And so for us at the Lego Foundation, we reached out to our academic network to get them to help us to create a model that shows what is a playful experience, what characterizes a playful experience that leads to deeper learning. So this network of people looked through all the material and all the books and studies that are about this, and they came up with these 5 characteristics of playful experiences. And these bubbles represent each characteristic, and they're different in sizes, and it has to represent that they can change, So when you have a playful experience, the 5 characteristics that we think are there is joyful, so having fun and stuff like that. Not necessarily laughing, but being really immersed in a task or in a playful experience. Being socially interactive, as you guys also pointed to, it's a big part of playful experiences. But it doesn't have to. You don't have to have social interaction to have a good playful experience. But sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. So again, these bubbles can change in sizes. So meaningful is about that it has to make sense to you, build on something so you have easier to tap into the playful experience if it makes sense to you, and then it leads to learning. And iteration is, again, trying again. If things fall apart, you build it up again, and then you try again. And then about the bicycles, if it fell apart, you built them again. And as our participants said here, they even built recreated 2 bikes. So the iteration process takes time. And I heard you guys saying that about time as well, that you immerse yourselves in the activity. And then oftentimes, I remember when I was a kid, we would play until the parents called us, and then we would be late for dinner anyway. And then the actively engaging as the 5th characteristic, like being so deeply engaged that you cannot let it go, or you go back to the same experience the next day and build on it. So these are the 5 characteristics. When we talk about characteristics, these are the 5. So we think that these 5 have a place in a good experience. And and I think James captured a lot of your words, and I'm sure we could put all of your different words that you put on the list into these different bubbles. So I would like for you guys to, there's a little film we have, it's 4 minutes that elaborates on this. So please listen or see this short film here.
So the world no longer rewards people for what they know. Instead, the reward is for what we can do with what we know. This is the new reality our children face. Life-changing technologies, jobs that haven't even been invented, and all sorts of challenges that we can't foresee. This means that what children learn and how they learn it must also change to look a lot more like the way we naturally learn, through play. But what does that look like in practice? Here are 5 characteristics of learning through play. Number 1, actively engaging. So coming up with ideas, or just learning something new, is much more likely when you're actively engaged. Does that mean to dance or to jump around? Well, it could, but it doesn't have to. It's more about becoming so involved, so invested in what you're doing, that learning happens naturally. Like when children solve a real-world problem that matters to them. As they brainstorm and conduct research interviews, they're immersing themselves in the subject. Or when they demonstrate the same level of involvement with creative technologies, taking a hands-on approach, building models, and getting immediate feedback when the models are tested, these children are focused, eager to explore and challenge themselves. Number 2, socially interactive. We can of course play and learn on our own, but when we share our ideas, something happens. We get the chance to see something from another perspective, to explain things, negotiate, and then reach a compromise. We learn to communicate and engage with others. Like these children. Their handyman needs more space for his tools, and the kids have decided to help. They're tackling a problem that's relevant to them and people they care about. To actually design and build a solution together requires successful social interaction. This is a way for children to practice the most important skill for future jobs, well, and life in general, being able to operate in a team. Number 3, iterative. Learning isn't always about being told how to do something correctly. Sometimes it takes a few mistakes to know how to progress. Keep trying and you'll get there in the end. This is textbook iterative learning. And here too, it's all about testing, changing something around, and then testing it again.
Make it a little lower.
Iteration strengthens critical thinking and reasoning. So it all leads to a deeper sense of what works and why. Number 4, joyful. Learning can often take a long time, and success can seem far away. Let's be honest, it's tough if you're not enjoying it. But it is a thrill to get somewhere. And as we get more involved, we chase that. Nothing spurs you on quite like the feeling you get as you're progressing. It's also about enjoying a task for its own sake. Joy is a huge motivation to continue learning. Number 5, meaningful. When a task makes sense to us and builds on what we know, when we truly care, learning becomes meaningful. These children are going to remember how they went about solving the handyman's problem because it meant something to them. Learning by solving real-life problems not only benefits them as individuals, but also their families, their school, their community, and the world. When you really grasp ideas, understand how they connect, and eventually apply them in new ways, this is learning at its deepest. The world of today and tomorrow is one of challenges, but also tremendous opportunity. Gaining knowledge is one important step. Really, children need a deep understanding that allows them to apply their knowledge to different situations and then spark new ideas. This takes practice. Let's give children a chance. Let's build on how children learn through play.
So I hope this dug a little deeper into what we mean by learning through play. And you can always look to our website, playfulfoundation.com, and see even more of this. So thank you for watching and listening to this. Usually when we do this exercise, we actually do a version where we have you guys think about when you last played as an adult, like within the last year. And then oftentimes you come up with the same words, people come up with the same words. So it goes to show that we adults are also playful, but sometimes it takes a little more thinking about it. But I'm sure you guys are a playful bunch out there. And what we think about, or the reason that we work with these 5 characteristics is that we, when you work with them and you use them in your teaching or with your children, or the way you work or the way you play, is that we mean that these 5 characteristics, if you nurse them and you work with them, it leads to the development of what we call the holistic skills. So that it helps us develop our creative skills, our social skills, physical skills, emotional skills, and cognitive skills if we get to play and have these playful experiences. So, so developing our creative, social, physical, and emotional and cognitive skills, which are skills that we all need, and especially children need to nurse and to become lifelong learners. So this is why we think this is important. So this is the very light version of this workshop. We could go deeper into that. So why don't we take a little step and go a little into the skills development part. And what we would like for you guys to do is we have an exercise for you guys, and we have this one is you can make it in 2 different ways. So either you choose to use your phone or your tablet, or you take a minute and look at your pile of stuff on your desk, and you can choose 6 of the elements that you had before you, but only 6, not more, not less, 6 items. So either take out your phone or your tablet, or pick out 6 elements. So, and then we will have you guys do an exercise. So I think I'm gonna give the screen to James, right?
Yeah, and for those of you who got a phone, you'll need to, when you get that thing, you'll need to open up your camera view, because I'm gonna give you a link in a second. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's start broadcasting, and it's going to be a bit fun because
yes,
you're going to see this on screen now. You're going to see this.
Yeah, yep. In a second.
Yep.
Because we're going to give you guys the challenge at the same time. So you will have 1 minute to do this either on your phone or with the items in front of you. I hope this task is clear. We've done it before. I know we can do it again. So Yes, over to you, James.
Yeah, I was jumping the gun there, wasn't I? Getting too excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who have got a smartphone or with a camera, what I'm going to need you to do, and I'm not sure you can see my screen, you're going to need to turn your camera on, and if you point it at your screen now, some of you are already there, look at that.
Yeah.
You will get a ability to click on the link, and from that link, you will be able to build.
And you guys at home, with your items, 6 items, everybody, you have to build a duck.
Yes.
Okay, so
build away. So we've got some really interesting looking ducks. Gosh, is that what ducks look like in America? I'm sure ducks look a lot different in Denmark. I mean, I've seen some British ducks and they look very weird, but look at that.
25 seconds.
I'm gonna build my duck. Hang on, it's gonna go in there. Some of them waddling backwards. This is wonderful. Let's see how many ducks we can get in there. Let's push for a record. I believe it can handle quite a few ducks on the screen. So
somebody's saying that nothing happens when he clicks on the QR code. So
right. Then hopefully it should go to a web page on your phone, which allows you to build. But if it doesn't work for you, I'm really sorry about that. Nothing happens.
Now, this is not accessible yet. It's in beta, correct?
Yeah, still in beta. This is. So you're getting a real sneak peek at a piece of technology we're playing with at the moment.
And people at home, 6 items on your desk. You have to take your hands off your build now.
So those of you who, I'm not sure if when you point your camera at the QR code, hopefully it should send you to a web link. And maybe what I can do is just share that web link with you, because it's actually a generated one. But let me see if I can do this.
Okay. Well, and then I think I'll do the talking then from here, because I can see a lot of different ducks walking into the pond. But I would really like for us, if we could just see 1 or maybe even 2 ducks made from office materials at home. Do we have anyone who would like to share? Maybe we can just see 1. We're running out of time as usual.
I'll leave the ducks running in the background.
I know you have your hand raised from last time. Did you still want to share? You've got 2 people. Let's try Shelley. I'm going to promote you to panelist.
Yay.
Yeah, turn on your mic and turn on your camera. Give you 1 more second and then I'll grab somebody else.
And it is quite a confusing activity because we have 2 roads you can travel.
Yeah.
So we get that.
Okay, I don't think she is still on. So let's try Teresa. Teresa, I'm going to promote you to panelist.
Great. Let's just have 1 share.
Okay.
Their duck.
We've got a duck party going on in the pond. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
There you go, Teresa.
Yay!
Okay, your mic is not on yet. Do it 1 more time and show it up.
There you go. So this is his beak, which is a pin, and a polystyrene head again, because he's very happy. And then it's a pencil that's stuck through a polystyrene cup, and I've drawn the wing on. He's pretty cool.
So what are the 6 items? You have a pin?
A pin, a polystyrene ball, polystyrene cup, and a pencil. And I was going to use lip seals for the feet, but I couldn't stick them on.
Well, that's okay. It's just a feetless duck. It doesn't matter. That's fine. I love that duck. Yeah, that's great. No, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for sharing that. So, so now we have a ton of ducks wobbling around the pond, swimming in it, and then we have office material ducks at home. So I'm just going to share my screen again. Just hang in there. Sorry. There it goes. And now you guys all created a duck. And and the reason that we do this, sorry, I'm jumping back and forth. So the reason why we do this exercise with you guys is the purpose of this is that you have 6 items and you all have to build the same thing. And today it was a duck. You had to build a duck. And then usually we ask, so what do they have in common? I don't know if anybody really quickly could type, like, so what do they have in common, all these ducks? I don't know if anybody, I can't see the chat.
They all have eyes, color and
Yes.
color,
Yes.
a waddle,
Yeah.
an eye, orange bills,
Mm-hmm.
eyes and beaks,
Yes.
body, wings.
Yes.
They are a family,
Oh,
faces,
nice. Yes.
feathers, 6
Yeah.
pieces.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, and they're all different, right? But are they all ducks?
So you have
Yes, they
unique, all are model based in an idea, and then yes.
And the reason why we give you this task with the same amount of objects, and whether they be bricks or they be other, office materials, is just to show that actually you use these 5 skills when you do this activity. So, and since we're not in a room together, I could not see any of you, but you actually used 24 different skills as you did this exercise. So we have these 24 written down here. So some of you had to regulate yourselves emotionally because you, oh no, I can't, I don't know what to do, or I can't wait. So, and you had to use your long-term memory to go back and see what does it look like, and you had to use your fine motor skills, some spatial abilities, symbolic representation, and many different skills you use in this short exercise. So, but since it's very difficult to talk about every one of these 24 skills, again, we talked to the academic network and help us to put these into clusters, and that's how we came up with the 5 skills: the creative, the social, the physical, the emotional, and the cognitive. And you actually touched upon all of these as we did this a little exercise. So you had to be creative in making the duck. The social aspect was not so big here. There was some sharing, especially when you do this maybe in a classroom or in a room of people. You have a tendency to look at what the others, if you have the time, look at what the others built, or you laugh at the other ones, or you become envious of the other ones built and stuff. But there's definitely a lot of social going on when we do this together. The physical element is about the fine motor skills. We have the emotional element where you have to regulate yourself, and you have to or you get excited, or you get really frustrated. And then you have your cognitive where you have to go problem solve, and you have to maybe go one way and then go the other one, and change the way you wanted to build it. So you have to be flexible and creative, right? So so a lot going on as we pose this challenge. So, and why we say that is usually when you're in the classroom, and right now the slide is saying 2 + 2 = 4. And this is a typical situation in a classroom, for instance, where you say, well, class, what is 2 + 2? and then you have 29 students raising their hands, trying to be pointed at to say the answer, and then the little guy gets pointed at and he says 4, and then he's really proud, and then we have 28 other students who are a little disappointed. And then this is a regular classroom oftentimes where you have right or wrong answers. And what we talk a lot about with within the foundation and with educators all over the world is the focus on open-endedness. And again, this little building of the duck task is just a little representation of how you can work with open-endedness. Because why don't we flip the question? So instead of saying 2 + 2, why don't we say 4 equals? And then the children can raise their hands and a lot more can be heard in, because it could be 2 + 2, it could be 3 + 5, 3 + 1, it could be 2 × 2, and it get even more difficult. Maybe even some can do square roots, even though they're the small classes. So how we differentiate. So this is just a short way of showing how we talk about flipping to open-endedness. And again, the duck task was a little representation of that. So I hope this made sense in terms of that. And then I just wanted you guys to see, because you guys are the experts on working with the visually impaired and blind children. You are our Braille experts. We are into play, and getting to fusion the two is just so exciting. And so the foundation has made a small film which shows a little bit about this project with the Braille bricks. So I will just put that one on now.
For blind people, Braille is literacy. The only other real option for someone who's got no sight is to listen. And by listening, you lose a lot of spelling, grammar, punctuation.
I started learning Braille when I was 5. It empowers me and enables me to do things that I would have never been able to do before.
What we are doing here today is showing the potential of Lego Braille bricks to help children learn Braille and to engage with the process of Braille.
Children dislike making mistakes. If you're using a Braille machine, your mistakes are there, written large. Children love being able to make something, unmake it if it's wrong, and make it again. And that is the important thing that Braille bricks does. And it is making mathematics, English, Spanish, French, literacy far more accessible than it ever was before.
At the moment, we've just been multiplying, dividing,
including
the
decimals,
and decimals,
which is quite challenging.
Very challenging. Hundredths, tenths, units.
I mainly use the bricks in Spanish. It's given us another tool to explore learning languages. And Paige, you enjoy it, right? Yeah. Muy bien. Y finalmente,
gracias. It's different for anything I've done before, and especially with younger students, I think it helps them to fiddle and play.
It's having something tangible that you can rearrange in so many ways.
It's ridiculous that all it does for us really is give us convenient access to moving letters around, but that opens up so many doors, and that's a wonderful thing.
Lego Braille bricks make learning more fun. I gave them to my students just to see how they would get on with them. Couldn't get them off them. We spent the whole lesson making up games and playing with them. It was just such an engaging and fun time.
17.
Spot on. Spot on.
Got it.
On. Using the Braille bricks yesterday, I saw that moment when a child actually has properly understood something, and we know what it feels like ourselves when it finally clicks into place and we say, yeah, I've got it. When you see that in a child, that is what keeps teachers going.
So, yes. So, thank you. I'm just opening this up. Yes. So thank you very, very much. And with this short film, and I know you just got the tip of the iceberg. I mean, we just scratched the surface. Normally, we spend 4 hours doing this. So, thank you very much for being so flexible and joining us in this. So, I just wanted to highlight that we would love for you guys to join our Lego Braille Bricks community, which is on Facebook. And we have Mark and Marie, who are our French experts, who can let you into the Facebook group, and so can I. So please just type in Lego Braille Bricks community, answer some questions, and then you can come in. And I would love if some of you are joining us in there. Please post your childhood memory pictures or your duck builds if you still have them. I would love to see them here from Denmark. So, and we also have a community with our 6 bricks, which we didn't touch upon today, but where we use 6 Duplo bricks for learning and learning through play. They have a community online as well on Facebook. Then we have the Lego Braille Bricks website, which you can explore. And then, of course, if you need any resources on research or anything, please go to legofoundation.com and explore our site there. So I just really wanted to say thank you for joining us, and thank you, James, for helping me. And then I think we have maybe a couple of minutes. I know it's 9 o'clock here in Denmark, so 1 hour has passed. But if you guys have any questions, we could just take a little Q&A. Is that okay, Leanne?
It is. Before we do that, because it is 3 o'clock, I am going to say thank you, but stay on a little bit longer for those. So I'm going to end the recording, say thank you so much